All right, so I'm back and I've found a few things. I've found my jar of buttons, and I thought what I like to do with these, I picked this up at the op shop, is I like to cut the backs off them, and then I can stick them down on the journal. I'll just position them to what I think might look good. That's not a very nice one. Let's have a look. What else have I got? All different ones in here. There's a little pink one. Maybe that'd be nice. That's just a plain button though, that one. But that's all right. I like a little. I've got all glue stuck to my fingers here, so it's out of control as usual. I don't like that one. That's a bit heavy. Not sure about that one. Don't think so. There's a nice one down there. I don't have to tip them all out. Although that's what's going to happen, isn't it? Let me see. Oh. All right. I'm going to have to tip some out to get the one I want. Let's see. Where is it? Yeah, that's the one I like. Nope. Too heavy. Too black. Nope. The one I wanted is a bit white. Bit white. Too big. Too black. That little one's quite nice. Nope. Too big. It's a process of elimination here. Maybe that one. Even that one. Isn't that one nice? It's got like a little bit of mother of pearl look about it. Maybe that one there. That one. And I also found this tiny little bow. Just move that up a bit more. Make sure I'm in screen here so that I went through my bits and pieces. I found this brooch. It's one that's designed so I can cut out a piece if I want and put a picture behind it. It might look nice if I put that there. Are we feeling like that's too much? Too much? I could probably lose that little tiny bow. Yeah, I think I could lose the bow. I've also I like to collect these old necklaces at the op shop, and I thought when I make the tassel, that could look quite good. Tassel, and I've got that piece. I don't know that. No, maybe not that. So I need to just think about this for a moment to see if it's too much. I mean, let me think. I need to find a little picture of a bird to put in that. All right, and I'm back. And I've made a bit of mess. Been hunting around a bit more, and I've printed off this. This is actually a full-size book page, but I like to print these off small sometimes, and what I do is I fold them in half and use them as tabs on the side. But this one has got some nice little birds on it. And I was just testing it to see, because I need it to be about that size. And I'll just bring you in a bit closer so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm putting this over the top of it to see. I like that little bird there with the blue, but I don't think that matches the colour scheme I've got going on. So my choices are that little guy there or this little guy with the nest down the bottom, and I think I'm going to go with that little guy down there. So what I need to do is carefully mark out where I need to cut this roughly so that it fits in my little bird cage. So it needs to go about there, I think. Yep. So I found this bit of ruffle and I thought, oh, I could use that somewhere, but I don't think I can. It can go back. I think we've got enough going on here. So I'm just going to cut this little bird out and put it in the bird cage. And see how that looks. Need to cut it down a bit more. So I'll cut that bit off. I like to try out all the things when I'm doing the journal covers, because I'll be wrapping some ribbon and things like that around it, so there's still a bit more embellishment to go. But yep. I mean, it's like I was saying to you the other day, it's just a variation on collaging, really, this style of decorating, I think. I'm thinking about next week. I've got a few sewing things that I've got to get finished, but I'm thinking about doing a painting, watercolour painting collage with you guys. See how I go with that. Just the tiniest little bit I need to take off. Teeny tiny bit. Definitely am not cutting this perfectly square, but let's see how we go. There we go, that fits in there now. Or maybe just a tiny bit off that corner. Obviously I haven't cut this perfectly square. There we go, let's see how that goes. That's better. And I've got some special glue to glue this in, but I need to make sure it's clean before I glue it in so that the picture's clear. There we go, and I'll glue that in. And that's what we've got here. Let me get that in screen for you there. You can see the little bird. Hopefully it's not too glary. So I'll glue that in, and I'm not sure. I'll probably pin that there, because it's got a brooch thing on the back of it. If I don't pin it there, I might even hang it from the charm, but it has got a bit of weight to it, so that might be a bit heavy. I think I might be better off. Maybe I could even pin it down the bottom here. Near the flower. Tuck it in there. Maybe pin it like that. I think I'm going to have to leave that to think about it for a while. I think I kind of prefer it up here, and I think I prefer all the buttons kind of clustered down the bottom here. And I think that's too much. So I think I might just leave that section. At best, I'll just put a couple of little of these very thin buttons at the top there. Stack them. I like to stack them like that, but I'll put a bit of thread through them, I think. I've cut the back off that just to make sure see how it sits. So I could put that other little one down there just underneath the edge like that. I've got another one of those maybe. I think I've got some bronze buttons. What have I done with those? Check my stash here. All my bits and pieces. I got this necklace at the op shop the other day. It's got the nice blush pink, which I'll use at some point. Definitely. The other thing that you can always collect at the op shop is earrings, because they come apart quite nicely. Oh, there they are. And then got these little buttons. Might be better off with these. And then because that little cage is bronze, I can have the bronze buttons as well. After dragging all of those buttons out, might be better off just with the bronze button. Let's see. Do like a bit of this bronzy colour vintage look about it. And if I use this, I'll cut that little loop off it. So I can put that like that. And maybe one more down under the edge here. Maybe like that. What do I think about that? What do you think about that? Is it too much? I'll hold it up a bit closer so you can see what I've ended up with at this point. Tell me if you like that or you think it's over the top. So I'll have a think about that. I'll have a bit more fiddle around, and I'll make my tassel, and I'll put some photos up of how it looks when it's all finished and see what you think. All right, well, thanks for popping in while I craft away here, and I hope you've got a nice Sunday afternoon planned of relaxing and doing whatever it is that makes you happy. All right, guys, thanks so much for popping in to see me, and I will be back at some point with another video, and I will see you then. So stay happy, stay healthy, and stay crafty. Bye. I'm back again. I know I said my farewells, but I finished up the journal and I thought I would just give you a quick look at the end result. So this is what I ended up with, all said and done. I ended up putting the little bird cage on the top there. That's actually a brooch, so that is removable if you didn't like that. So I've got my little buttons. There's that little girl, sweet little girl with her lovely little birdie. And I ended up putting just some of the little brass buttons on the bottom there with the lace. So that's a bit of a look there at that. I'm just making sure I can get all this on the monitor. I've made a tassel. So that's got a tassel, that's got some lovely beads and bits and pieces on it. And I've got some beads at the top there as well. So that looks nice just on the side. And on the back, I ended up keeping it relatively plain, and I just put my handmade little bit on the back there. So that's all done. And I thought I'll just do a very, very quick flip through with you so you can see what this little girl looks like inside. But yeah, I'm happy with how that front section has turned out. Just put it on an angle so that you can see it full screen there. Got the light going in and out at the moment. So hopefully it's light enough. It's a little bit later in the afternoon now than it was when I filmed the first part. I might just see if I can turn that light up a little bit for you. Make it a little bit brighter. There we go. All right, let's have a quick look inside. So I've got a little pocket here with a bird. I've just got a little flip section here that's got pockets in it. I've got a few bits in there. Got this one with the little tab at the top, flipping over. So you've got a little tuck spot there, and this is embossed with a little bird down on that paper there. I don't know if that'll catch on the monitor, but yeah. I've got a little flip out section here, and I've got two pockets here and here. These are both pockets, but I've only put a little bit of something in one of those to leave room for whoever buys this journal. And I've got another little tuck spot in the back there. And a postcard there with some birds. Another little tuck spot here, and this flips out. And I've got a couple of cards in here that I've made. Well, one of them this is a card that I've aged with tea bags. So she's in there, and with that nice little bird tarot card as well. This is a flip out, and with a little tuck spot inside there. And whoops, pulled one of my other ones out. Put that back in a minute. And this one's got another little pocket just on the front there. So that's an envelope that I've just repurposed. And you can see the little bird through the envelope section. And the sun's coming out again, gone a bit bright. Hang on, bring it back down again. Otherwise it's too glary, we can't see the pictures. So then I've got flipping over to this page, that's fairly plain. Got a little cluster on the top there with some little birds. Got this little girl here, and I've got some secret tuck spots here. I accidentally pulled this one out just before. So there's 3 little tuck spots in there. So you've got 1, 2, 3, those 3 little spots there. They're secret ones. And flipping over to the next page, this is a little lace pocket that I've put in here. And I still haven't put that one back in the right spot. Doesn't want to stay in his house. And I've made this little card here. It's got a vintage book page on the back, and I used some of that new bubble embossed paper that I got in the haul that I showed you the other day. And I've popped in one of my little paper clip thingos that I made with you, did the tutorial on the other day. Got another little flip spot here, plenty of space to journal, and a few little pieces tucked in there. Done a little dangle tag just there with some nice fabrics on. All trimmed with lace. Nearly all the pages I've done sewing around. This is a little pull-out section, so that pulls out, and you've got some nice little images there. This is an original book page, and I kept this because I liked the image. I had to, that's where it was stapled into the book, so I had to stick those 2 pieces together to get the image in one piece. So got another little tuck spot up here with a few bits and pieces in. This sweet little girl feeding her little ducks. And I've got this envelope that flips out. So that flips out for a hidden butterfly. And I've got a few bits and pieces that I've made tucked in that pocket there. So that was one of the things that I've got in that pocket that I've made there with a little fairy on. So that's tucked in that spot. And nearly to the centre now. So that's I've fussy cut those butterflies and put that image in there of the mother and the little girl feeding the birds. That's the centre page, which is some beautiful peachy coloured flowers. Another stunning image there of a girl in amongst some peachy coloured flowers as well. Little tag and some ruffles. Like I said, I'm going to go through this fairly quickly. I've put an eyelet in there, so it looks like that's hanging up the bird cage, but it's actually the back of that ticket there. This bit flips out, so you've got plenty of space to journal behind there. I've got another little flip out here, so that's got a little pocket section there with a peach lace doily trimmed in the lace there, and this flips out. So you can tuck some little pieces in here yourself. And as I say, I've sewn around the edges of these. And the back with some lovely printables. And the back of that page there, this is a piece of colouring in book and some embellishments there. I've got this beautiful fabric, the butterflies, and created a little tuck spot there with those. And I've actually wrapped that around, so that piece of fabric comes around there and sits over the top of this green ruffle. This is a piece of vintage book page. I love that. That sat on my desk for a long time before I was ready to part with it, but as it was little birds, and this is a bird type journal, I thought that was appropriate. So that's a little booklet there with some bits and pieces in it. And that also flips out, so you've got plenty of space there for journaling. And going on to the next page here, got another little tuck spot there with some bits and pieces tucked in there. Flipping over to the next page, I've got a little brad there with a few bits of fabric and papers, and another little tab that I've made there with some vintage wallpaper and vintage book page and some stamps and bits and pieces. And another little tuck spot here. I've got that beautiful little bow, lace bow, and I followed a tutorial the other day and made these little pockets that look like shirts, so I thought they were kind of cute. And I've got a few bits tucked in there into that pocket, and it's a tight fit in that pocket, but I have got a few things stuffed in there that probably doesn't help. And that's a vintage book page off one of the books I showed you on my haul the other day, with a piece of vintage dictionary page. Another little birdie card there. Some bits and pieces I've stuck in there. A little doily and another cute little image there of a mother lifting her little baby up to feed the birds. I've got a little tuck spot here, and this has got some vintage page in it from a little maths book and a spelling book, and whoever used to own that book has actually done some beautiful writing there, so that's tucked into that little tuck spot there behind those birds. And another page there with some beautiful trims, and that's the back of that half page, and I've got a whole heap of stuff tucked in there with some beautiful images and some printables with some cross-stitched little birds. And the very last section of that is another pull out, so you've got a flips out, and you've got a whole heap of journaling space here, heaps of places to write in that. I didn't want to cut that page, so I actually just folded it over because I thought those peonies were so pretty. So I just did a bit of stamp cutting out on this edge to make it lacy, and then that can fold in, keeping all that nice, and then that folds back in like so. And the back of that is some avocado dyed paper and some roses there. And there we go, that's the back of the journal. So she's all finished. I'll tie a bit of sari around the middle, and that one's done. So I will be putting this in my Etsy shop at some point, so if you're interested, let me know. If not, and you think about it later on, it may still be in my Etsy shop. So yep, that one's all finished. So thanks for popping in, guys. Once again, goodbye, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.